Shut up and sit down.
Hey friends, I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And we are back in our beautiful shirts again. Look how we match. Aren't we cute? Well, if you think we are, then please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. And we've been on a trip of watching trailers that I didn't know existed today, but one that I did know existed because our friend and longtime viewer Storm Shadow let us know is the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. And we are 4 days late to check this one out, but I really cannot wait. And we checked out the teaser. You can see our reaction to it up there. And the teaser kind of made me very emotional because it focused on Chadwick Boseman's legacy, and then it kind of pivoted into this crazy Namor the Submariner type conflict, and I just can't wait to see more from the trailer. I hope they're pushing less of my emotional buttons this time and telling us a little bit more about the story, but this is coming so soon though. We literally have tickets to go see this movie already before we've even seen the trailer, so we don't have long to wait, but we're going to go check out the full trailer right now. If you want to see what we think about it, then stick around until the end, but for now,
let's go.
Let's do this! Oh, they didn't. It's just as emotional as before.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god.
Wow.
Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time.
Wow.
To strike.
What?
Show them who we are.
No way! Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have finally now seen the full trailer. My mind is kind of blown. I was just in sensory overload through most of that trailer, but there were a few crazy things that jumped out at me. But before we get there, what did you think of it?
It kind of blew my mind as well. I like that it followed on very easily from the teaser trailer. It kind of just fleshed out a little bit. There weren't any kind of... We saw a little bit more of things that we'd had just glimpses of in that. And it's more of the same. You just see the effort that they've gone to in designing this world, with how much research has gone into it, with blending kind of different cultural elements and different traditional things with really futuristic things. And I really love the kind of the Afrofuturism that kicked off with, or was contributed to in a significant way when Black Panther came up initially. And I really like that blending, especially with the music. Like, you heard like traditional kind of almost operatic, very classical music styles, and then it blends into something like with a really heavy kind of tribal but modern beat. And I really like the way they're exploring kind of different expressions of the future and technology.
Yeah, I still remember when the first Black Panther movie came out, and a buddy of mine who grew up in Nigeria was saying it's the first time that he's seen Hollywood faithfully recreate things from the Africa that he grew up in, but also then create this futuristic spin on it, which, and obviously the representation in that movie was massively important as well. I think for me, there was a lot. I mean, clearly the emotional aspect of what looks like T'Challa's funeral at the beginning. And I always find it fascinating, actually, where in the West people tend to wear black for funerals, but in the East, and including Africa, obviously, people tend to wear white as a symbol of purity, rather than for weddings, but actually for funerals. And you kind of saw that. But I mean, that was kind of heartbreaking to see his family in tears and the people around him in tears, and the loss and the impact that it's had on his community. I think it kind of actually represents very well what the loss of Chadwick Boseman has felt like to a big portion of the population as well. So that I thought was super emotional. Then you get into Namor as a character, and I don't even know what to think there. I'm not even going to conjecture, because there was this theory that if you kill him, you start a world war, that he's coming for the surface world now. Clearly, someone has pissed him off in a really big way. But then you had, and I'm kind of confused by this, I need to go back and rewatch the trailer, and this is kind of proof that we don't do our homework and then just goof around and pretend that we're reacting, because there was a moment when you saw like a very chunky Iron Man looking suit flying up into the sky with like bits coming out of it. And then you saw what looked like kind of an Iron Man Black Panther crossover landing, which I guess has to be Shuri. And I was thinking, if Shuri was going to take on the mantle of Black Panther, she is a tech wizard. Surely she would probably be more like Tony Stark than she would be like T'Challa.
And they probably collaborated a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. And so I wonder if that was both the same Iron Man style suit, or whether maybe Shuri goes through her own journey of creating her own prototypes, and maybe the one you saw first a glimpse of was Shuri's prototype, or maybe there is another Iron Man coming, and who knows who that could be. I kind of have some ideas as well. But yeah, I am so glad we have our tickets to this one, because it looks epic. And I'll confess as well, I'm having challenges with the MCU right now, that I was so excited about Thor Love and Thunder, and I find myself just looking back kind of disappointed on just how goofy and silly it was, and how it just lacked the kind of gravity that we've seen in like the Infinity War and Endgame movies, and it just felt a little too silly to me. And then watching She-Hulk now, it's that dialed up to 11, and I'm really struggling to take She-Hulk seriously as a member of the MCU. I'm really hoping they're going to claw that back. Like, I've got a ton of faith in Marvel, but I'm hoping they claw that back. But looking at this Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it really feels like a return to what I love in the MCU, and what I love about it is balance. I'm all for comedy, I'm all for goofiness, but it needs to be balanced by some weight, by some emotion, and some character investment. And I really, really hope Black Panther 2 returns to that model, because I am hungry for some good old-fashioned MCU, and it looks like it's going to give it to us. So, well, hey, thank you guys for recommending that we check out the trailer for Black Panther 2. Sorry it's taken us a few days, but we did get there in the end, and we hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, we will see you very, very soon, friends, on the next Nerd Safari.
Peace out, nerds.
Shut up and sit down.